When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see a handsome man or woman? Do you see any potential there? Do you see somebody who you believe is ugly? Are there attributes about yourself that you don't like? Welcome back to another episode of Sweat Talk. My name's Chad. When you look in the mirror, are you able to see your unrealized potentials? When you look in the mirror, how often do you compare yourself to somebody else? We are all born into this amazing life, and our body and our minds are a temple, and we need to learn how to treat them as such. We need to remember that comparing ourselves to other people, it does us no good. Most of the time, when we compare ourselves to other people, what we'll find is sadness, because often we compare ourselves to people that we feel are somehow superior to them, leaving us with a feeling of inferiority. Sometimes, depending on where you're at in your life, if you compare yourself to somebody else who is, in your opinion, below you, or not as smart as you, or not as good looking as you, then it can inflate your ego to where that's not healthy either. Comparing yourself to other people is the same thing as living a life of a fantasy. And if you're living in a life of fantasy, that's an expensive way to live. You'll never be able to find your unrealized potentials. You'll never see the beauty that you hold within yourself. We all have our own unrealized potentials. We all have our own beauty. You need to learn how to love yourself for who you can be. We don't know the future, so we shouldn't worry about it. Anything that's out of our control, what's the point in worrying? What good does it do you? When we worry about the future, it's going to bring on stress. And we don't even know, we don't have any idea what's going to happen. Now, there's certain things that we can do to outline a roadmap of sorts. We can to an extent control the future. But stressing about the what ifs that are in the potential, that doesn't do you any good. You need to learn how to let go of those what ifs. We know that there are risks to every single thing that we do in this life. We need to learn how to just face those risks and deal with them as they come. We can't hold ourselves back because we're afraid of what if, or we're afraid of the risks. Where are you at in your life right now? Are you comfortable with who you are? Are you happy with the state of your life? Happiness is found within. Happiness is not found because you landed some dream job. It's not found because you were able to go afford a car. It's not going to be caused by being able to afford a house. All of those things are going to do nothing but bring more stress into your life. What do you do when you own a home and your water heater breaks and you got to spend $5,000 to fix it, or your air conditioner breaks, or your furnace breaks, or the roof goes out? The possibilities of things that can go wrong are endless, but still, most of us go out and buy a house. We don't really think about those risks because we know that they are potential. But the responsible individuals are going to plan for those things to happen because they're going to happen. But we don't worry about them, and we don't use them to hold us back. I've said it before. If you have an issue with analysis paralysis, it is going to prevent you from doing anything great, because you're going to overanalyze everything. You are going to look at every minute little risk that is involved, and the fear and the over-evaluation of what it is that you want and what it is that you're doing is going to prevent you from moving forward. And that goes for anything. The business that you want to start, the dream job that you want, the girlfriend that you want, the car that you want to buy, the house that you want to buy. Over-analysis is going to hold you back in your future. It's going to prevent you from loving yourself for who you are or who you can be. We need to figure out how to move forward, how our lives can be better. We are all capable of doing that. We also need to understand that living a life of fantasy is the most expensive way to live. Because when we're stuck in a fantasy, we're not seeing the reality of any situation. When we look and compare ourselves to somebody else and we think that somebody else is lucky, you don't know that. You see that guy driving a Ferrari down the road, or those people that live in a multi-million-dollar mansion, or whatever it is, you don't know what they went through the morning, just that morning. Did they contemplate killing themselves? Are they in one of the most stressed out situations of their entire life? When I was a plumber, I remember I had to go to a house, and it was just this crazy multi-million-dollar mansion in one of the high-end, super high-end places of Scottsdale, Arizona. And their water heater went out. They had a Ferrari. They had this was back when the Ford GT40 just came back out. They had a Humvee Alpha, H1 Alpha. I mean, like, these people probably had half to $750,000 in worth of cars at least inside of a multi-million-dollar mansion. Their water heater went out. At that time, the cost for that water heater was $3,000. They didn't have the money. They were so broke that they did not have the money to fix their water heater. They live in a multi-million-dollar mansion, and they did not have hot water. They had to shut their house down and save up for a couple of months so that they could afford that $3,000. Comparing yourself and comparing your life to others is no way to live. It will serve you in no way that's positive. It's impossible for it to turn out in a positive light. And there again, learn how to be happy for the life that you live. Learn how to love yourself for who you can be. Look at yourself in the mirror and realize that somebody else probably wishes that they could be you. There's always a reason to be grateful. There's always something to be grateful for. There's always a silver lining in every single situation. If things are hard, then it's going to make you stronger. If things are easy, you're not going to grow. You're not going to learn. Applying yourself and focusing on your current situation, learning how to love yourself and not comparing each other, is going to get you started in living the life that you love. The life that you should be living. People are going to judge. It doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do about it. People are going to judge. There's people in the world that want to take you down. But the people that are trying to take you down, most of the time, they're jealous of what you have. They are insecure within themselves. People, I've said it before, those who hurt others. So their insecurities are coming out, and they are trying to hold you back. They are trying to prevent you from being and realizing your true potential. Don't allow them. Do not allow somebody to do that to you. That's all I got for today, guys. I appreciate you showing up, and I hope you're showing up for yourself. I'd appreciate it if you got anything out of this content to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.